The first thing I did after being reborn was refuse to save myself, even with the lifeline my wife, Liu Ruyan, threw at me. Because in my last life, her one true love, Ito Cheng, fell into the ice pit with me. I grabbed the rope and made it out alive, but he was swallowed by the ice and vanished without a trace. But after he died, my pregnant wife barely reacted. She just quit the expedition and went home to focus on the pregnancy. Then when the baby was born, she gave the child Ito's last name. Later, she pushed me off a rooftop and staged it to look like suicide. In the end, all that love meant nothing against a carefully planned betrayal. When I opened my eyes again, I was back at the moment I was being rescued in the polar expedition. Grab the rope! Liu Ruyan stood in the distance and tossed the rope, and it landed right by my hand. I snapped awake and turned to see Ito Cheng behind me. In the negative 20-degree cold, the two of us were hanging on with our bare hands at the edge of the ice pit, with a bottomless drop beneath us. The rescue rope was closer to me, but with Liu Ruyan's strength, she could only pull one of us up. My hands were shaking, but I clenched my teeth and made sure Ito Cheng saw the rope. Ito Cheng, grab the rope, I'll pull you up. The next second, Ito Cheng grabbed it tight. Out of the corner of my eye, I saw Liu Ruyan finally relax as she pulled him up and said, "You're hurt. We need to get back to base." Seeing Ito Cheng make it out, I finally let out a breath. In the blizzard, the two of them held each other close and helped each other away. As she left, Liu Ruyan tossed the rope aside. I let go of the edge of the ice pit and lunged for it. Luckily, I caught it. I used every ounce of strength I had to crawl back up. My heart was pounding, and all around me was a white blur with nobody in sight. They really left me there. All of them were gone. Whether I lived or died meant nothing to them. The base was still more than 10 kilometers away. I had survived, but I felt no relief. Even with a GPS locator on me, the walk back could still cost me half my life. But I gritted my teeth and pushed into the storm. In extreme cold like this, the equipment at the base could fail at any time. But when I fell into the ice pit, I'd already lost my gloves, and my fingers were long numb from the cold and strain. As a meteorologist, I understood the environment better than anyone. The snow kept getting heavier. The wind cut through my damaged protective suit. Everything on the road was buried in white. Visibility was under 10 meters, and I'd even lost contact with the base. Cold, starving, and exhausted, I forced myself forward. I thought about how, for pregnant Liu Ruyan, I had turned down an offer from one of the top research labs in the country. I joined the polar expedition because I didn't want her to suffer. I was willing to take on more hardship myself, only to end up doing it all for someone else. The child I had looked forward to most wasn't even mine, and the person I trusted most had thrown me away. My legs were numb as I kept moving, and my whole body shook uncontrollably. If I make it out of this alive, we'll settle this. Running on my last breath, I don't know how long I walked before I finally saw the base lights in the distance. That was the moment I finally relaxed and staggered to the door. Once, twice. The door stayed shut. No matter how hard I pounded on it, it didn't budge. The wind outside was brutal, but the people inside had heard me. They were all sitting in a circle. Liu Ruyan handed Ito Cheng a cup of hot tea and tucked another blanket over him. Lucky him, he actually made it back alive. I knew nothing good would come from him joining the expedition. This time I am absolutely not letting him off easy. Liu Ruyan looked at the scrape on Ito Cheng's leg with concern, and right in front of the whole team, told everyone not to open the door. My fingers were so numb I couldn't feel them anymore, and even my legs had stopped feeling cold. I was hanging on by sheer will. I stared at that door and refused to give up. "So you want to come in? Fine." He coughed twice, and there was malice in his eyes. "If you want in, get on your knees and apologize. Come on, wouldn't that be way too easy on him?" Liu Ruyan frowned and playfully bickered with him, not caring at all that I was still calling for help outside. Ito Cheng reached out, touched her stomach, and spoke in a light tone. "It's fine. I'm not mad. After all, he's the father of the baby, and he's your husband too, right? I don't blame him. This is my fault. If I hadn't gone abroad back then, you wouldn't have..." The way they looked at each other, their faces were full of love, like there was no room left in their eyes for anyone else. My chest twisted in pain. Even though I had already lived through this once, it still hurt more than I could bear. There were only a few truly happy moments in my life. After my parents died young, I grew up on financial aid. The first time I met Liu Ruyan was on the school field one winter afternoon in college. Winter evenings always came early. By 4 or 5 in the afternoon, the sky had already gone dim, heavy with that cold gray feeling. From a distance, I saw her with her head down, searching carefully across the field like she'd lost something. Something in me stirred, so I walked over and started talking to her. I helped her look, and before I knew it, night had fallen completely, leaving only the dim yellow glow of the streetlights. I finally found the keys and handed them to her. She looked up at me and smiled, softly said, "Thank you." And just like that, we exchanged contact info. After that, the little chats and the quiet moments together slowly grew into a kind of affection I couldn't quite explain. Before I knew it, it had already taken root in my heart. But it didn't take long for me to realize Ito Cheng was already by her side, and I forced that newly blooming feeling deep down inside. All I could do was step back and stay by her side as a friend, watching her laugh and cry while hiding my feelings as carefully as I could. I thought I would bury that love for the rest of my life. Then one day, Liu Ruyan came to me herself. Like a beam of light, she broke into my quiet world without warning. Jiboda, let's date. For the first time in my 20 years of life, I felt like I'd won the lottery. And just like that, we got together. After that, I did everything I could for her and poured all my heart into helping her chase her dreams. She wanted to join the polar expedition, so I helped take care of her family and supported her with everything I had. After she got pregnant, I even gave up my own job and came to the base with her, just so I could take care of her. The happiest moments of my life were all tied to her, dating Liu Ruyan, marrying her, and preparing to welcome a new life together. But only now do I realize how foolish I was, how completely wrong I had been. Now that I'm back, we'll see about that.